Why are you trying to adjust your green screen as we're live?
There we go.
As we're going live, Steve.
Because I got this little, shiny shit or sparkly shit going on right here, and I didn't like it.
That's your aura.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was.
It's something.
I was pretty sure it was your aura. I think Matt's nailed that one right on the head. It was your aura. Steve, you've got a powerful aura.
I do.
Especially if you can see it on the internet. Right?
Probably the only aura like it.
Yours?
Mm-hmm. It's unique. It's special.
Like your fingerprint?
It's even more special than that.
There are many auras like it, but this one is mine.
Yes, I agree. Yes. Wow. All right, let's get this little shindig started, shall we? If everybody wants to mute Steve, we'll get this going.
Once a week, three laddies come together from distant lands to talk about Big Feet, Martians, ghosts, time travel, chupacabras, and the Sweetwater legend.
I think we're all huge fans of the Sweetwater legend.
This is the Fortean Slip with your host, Chris York.
Say no to Quaaludes? Fuck no. Wait a minute. No. Say yes.
Co-host, Steve Alcorn.
Like, take a break, shut my camera off,
Yeah,
grab a sandwich.
And sometimes special guest, Matt Knapp.
Just accept it for what it is and just watch it and enjoy it.
They don't know who you are. They don't know what you want. If you're looking for entertainment, you may have come to the wrong podcast. But what they do have is a very particular set of skills.
There are no cows.
No cows?
No.
No cows were harmed in the making of this incident. We often wish that your relationship went much like that of the praying mantis.
I thought that was a reference to everything being green.
Yeah, sure you did. Carry on, gentlemen. I'm going to do something else for a little while.
Wow, Steve, would you like us to stop the program so you continue to do your shit?
You're about to witness the strength of creep knowledge.
Good evening, and welcome to the Fortean Slip. This is episode 129. Mentalism, which we probably won't even talk about that much this week. Everybody's on high alert.
Why, is there something else going on?
The end is nigh, Steve.
End of what?
Everything.
Everything.
Fuck it all. It's the end. The Mayans missed by a few years.
Fuck. Yeah, they certainly did, didn't they?
They fucking undershot that fucker by just a touch.
They're up there in the afterlife thinking to themselves, fuck, if we just hung on for a couple more years, we could have got it.
If we just put that thing in 2020. Those bastards have been running really scared. Oh, if that fucking calendar ended this year, people,
oh my God.
The fucking pandemonium that would be going on.
More than already is, yeah.
Oh my. If anyone has been to any grocery store, they've seen the empty shelves aplenty everywhere. I couldn't believe it.
I have to say, and I showed you before the show, but I did get the last can of Spam.
Yeah.
The last one in the entire county, right here in my hands. I shouldn't broadcast it on the internet, but I have it. It's right there.
That's the problem, Steve. That shit right there. You
Spam?
posted those pictures of your local store the night before we were supposed to go to the grocery store. And everybody went to the grocery store and posted all these photos. Oh, everything's gone. Everything's gone. I freaked out. Okay.
The only reason
like-
we were there is because we kind of did a little bit too.
I told Leslie, I was like, look, you're just going to have to wing it. I don't think anything's going to be there. You need to get up early in the morning and go. So she got there around 9 o'clock in the morning. Store was empty, stocked shelves aplenty, didn't have problems. They even had toilet paper.
Do they today?
I don't know, but
Probably
they didn't
not.
the day before. See, the thing is, shit's not running out. People are just panicking and buying it all, and then the stores have to take time to restock the supply.
We've
no,
been out. We've been
here's
out
the
for
problem.
days.
Here's the problem. Up here, when we had gone, the management at the store was saying that they're having a problem with getting their supply in.
Mhm.
So it is an issue. So
That's not what I heard.
well,
That's the
maybe
problem.
okay.
There's
So in your
3 different
area,
stories going
in
out.
your area-
no, this is national. There's an article out right now about is there really a shortage of toilet paper, because toilet paper has been the big, media issue, and all the companies are saying no.
no,
like-
there's not a shortage of it, man. There's a
a delivery
supply issue. They
There was a-
can't keep enough on hand.
They can't keep enough on the shelf.
Right.
All those
here's
videos of
the problem.
Costco,
Here's
after they run out, an hour later, they have another pallet out there.
Well, I went to Sam's Club and there was another pallet out.
Did you go back an hour later?
I went late at night.
The stores I went to, we asked, "Are you expecting a shipment? It's not coming for a few days.
Yeah,
Not coming till
Wow.
Monday. It's not coming till Wednesday."
it's warehousing issues, man.
Well, then there's more fake news running.
I'm telling you right now, there's an issue. I don't know if it's getting it trucked there, if it's a warehousing issue. I don't know what the deal is, but there's an issue.
We didn't have any issues getting toilet paper, say 4 days ago, and then we decided to get some. We have a bathroom in the basement. We use a different kind down there because it's for guests, whatever. And we didn't have any issue getting that 2 days ago. Yesterday, none. Today, 0. And they're not expecting it. Like Dollar Tree, they don't get a truck till Thursday. So
Yeah, it's become an issue, and it's become an issue because people freaked out. People panicked.
And I don't think they
people went
panicked that they were
crazy.
going to get sick over a virus. I think they panicked because they heard there was a shortage of toilet paper. So
Well,
then
not only that,
everybody
but
went and bought it.
Well, and there's been this now growing concern that people are going to have to spend like a month in their house, and nobody's going to be able to go to work. And listen, calm the fuck down, everyone. I know that here the kids are home for like the next couple of weeks.
We had 3 weeks from school in Ohio, and today they announced all the bars and restaurants will be closed except for takeout.
Yeah.
McDonald's uptown decided early to do drive-through only.
Yeah.
So,
And it's a smart move.
I think that's acceptable as long as they don't shut down the food supply, because then shit will get real.
Yeah. Well, the question now is grocery stores. What do we do about grocery stores? I think like probably the best case scenario would be if we could get everybody doing their grocery shopping online ordering.
They've shut that down.
They've shut down the on.
Yeah, Walmart has. They can't fulfill the orders.
Because there would be too many people doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, our local Walmart, the last time I was in there, which was, I think, 2 days ago, they were still doing the orders because they pushed those carts around and you know which people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But they must have shut it down since then.
I don't think it's a nationwide thing that Walmart's done. It's being left up to management. I just know that a couple of different Walmarts aren't doing it anymore. Amazon is canceling orders as well.
as an Amazon seller, I decided about a month ago not to send anything into Amazon. Everything I would sell was going to be shipped from home because I saw that they were starting to talk about, shutting things down, letting employees stay home from work and shit like that. So I decided, okay, I'm not sending a damn thing into their warehouses because it's going to get stuck there, and then I'll be out, have no way to make money. So I decided to do it all from home, and hopefully the post office stays open. Because then, if not, then I'm screwed. Now,
Yeah, that
from
could
what
be
I
too
understand, the
much.
Postal Service hasn't yet considered shutting down. They have considered, cutting back, but not shutting down.
Yeah.
So they can't. How? Because people get their medicines and shit that way.
Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens over the course of the next few weeks. I
People are
mean,
buying stupid shit online right now too.
there's a
Stupid
lot
shit.
of stuff that's getting canceled. Like I know we have got tickets to go see Jim Norton down in Boston, and the show hasn't been canceled yet. But I mean, it's so possible at this point that it could.
We had plans to go to a play just here in town, small town. You've been here, it's not very big. And they shut the show down. They get maybe at the top show they ever get maybe 20 people watching the damn thing. There's more actors on stage generally, but they shut it down.
And it is gonna get crazy because people are, like I said, we tend to overreact to everything. It happens with everything we do in this country, it seems. And I can't think of a time when we acted level-headed in my fucking life at this point. Like where like things didn't get knee-jerk reacted to.
Well, you've
Excuse me.
talked about it before. And I mean, I think the panic now that you're seeing where people are going out and like hoarding and stockpiling and buying up everything is simply based because 2 and 3 weeks ago, whenever the CDC was saying, hey, this is coming, you should get ready for it now, everybody's like, oh, that's bullshit. That's fake news. They're just trying to scare us. They're just trying to rig the election. And now
but
here it is, and they're freaking out.
The reason, though, Matt, and I I didn't think this was going to be nearly as serious as it was. I would have changed some of the things that I did. We won't talk about any of those things, but I would have. But how many of these diseases have they talked about that were going to kill us all? I mean, even Chris posted a thing that, this was going to kill us, that was going to kill us. How many of that? How many
And I
times have
still
they
don't, and
fucking-
I still don't think that this is. Yes, it's
No.
dangerous. Yes, it's going to affect a lot of people. It's going to probably kill a good portion of, the percentage wise. But I mean, all in all, statistically speaking, it's not going to be that bad.
But
The problem that I see now is the reaction to it and the things that's going to cause, like or the things that's going to cause, like we were talking about earlier, riots, like shit like that.
If they shut grocery stores down, there will be riots, and there will be a lot of people busting windows to get shit, and they'll take TVs just because they can, shit like that. That's what'll happen, and they got to be careful about that shit. And I get the shutting the stuff down. I agree with a lot of that. Schools probably should take some time off. Kids spread shit.
So out of fairness, I will add this disclaimer, and I would appreciate it if people would just take it to mind and not try to use it as an argument against me. I have panic disorder. I know I'm freaking out. Okay. But I also recognize my anxiety compared to what's going on. And I too looked at the charts, and statistically speaking, Chris is right. However, we don't catch the flu here in Tulsa because people get it in China. We don't end major sports seasons and shut everything down because of the flu. We've never done this before.
Mm-hmm.
So my concern is, statistically speaking, we're just seeing the very beginning of it, and we don't actually know. Like the death rate in Italy is 30%. What's worse than that? Like we've been dealing with the flu for hundreds and hundreds of years. This
Yeah,
is
that's why-
brand new.
That's
We
why
have
they're
nothing.
trying to eliminate people from gathering so that it doesn't spread. They're trying to eliminate that spreading so that less people get it.
The statistics coming out of Italy. Who are they testing though? I mean, they're not testing everybody who they suspect may or may not
They
have
can't.
it, right?
They can't.
Obviously, they
test it.
can't. So that sounds artificially high because everywhere else it's like 2 to 3%, from what I understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not an expert on this one at all. I know
Unless the coronavirus is
And
racist against
to-
Italians or some shit.
I've heard all kinds of conflicting things.
Whenever you look at, see, that's the thing. The percentage changes depending on how you look at it. Globally, 2 to 3%. Locally, much higher. And then
Well,
you
the-
have the situation of like the flu is like 0.01%.
yeah.
So yeah, the flu is way worse, but that's because
And
It's
then
a
they're
thing that
they're
we deal
saying
with
that it's not affecting kids like a lot of these other viruses do. It is affecting the elderly quite the same, but it's also affecting like I had heard one doctor say that it's affecting like 40 somethings at a higher percentage than what they thought.
yeah, I don't know like how the slide works, but basically once you get to 40 and up, the percentage increases.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like all the underlying conditions that cause problems.
So this could be the very last Fortean Slip. Is that what you're saying? Because we're all above 40. I don't think Katie is, but the rest of us are.
Yeah, Katie might be the only one left.
I'll keep going.
If anything happens, I'll slide the username and password stuff to you.
You
Your
guys know.
spirit will live on.
Seriously, I do have to ask this question, and I realize the testing hasn't been done, and the very minimal amount of testing has been done. We have how many cases are in the States right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Under 2,000 that they know of.
I think it's not that high. The number isn't that high yet. I think
the
globally
number
it's
is
It's
based on how
artificially
many
low.
people have been tested.
Right. It's
Right, but-
artificially low. I know.
right, and I think the other day when I did the news, I think globally it was like at 118,000 globally.
Which really isn't horrible, I suppose.
Not
But
yet.
How many people have been tested?
Right,
You know, and that's the thing. How do we don't know how many people actually have it.
right.
You
And if
never
we
may
can
know.
if we can keep people from getting together and gathering and passing this shit from one person to another in large groups, then we can possibly. The whole idea is to stop the spread of it before it hits that peak, and then it just dies off, which would be nice. Be nice if they get it right. Nip it in the bud, as they say. I don't
Well,
know.
if they can figure out how long it's contagious. Like now, before they were saying, oh, it's extremely low risk if, a person hasn't and isn't symptomatic of spreading it. And now they're saying, well, no, we were wrong about that, actually.
Yeah, they keep changing things.
They started out comparing it to other coronaviruses, saying it had like a non-organic life of like 2 days or whatever on like a surface. Now it's 4 days, 3 hours in the air if somebody coughs or sneezes. Like, it's crazy. Like, bottom line, nobody knows anything yet.
Yeah, the jury's still out. Not all the information's in. Like this, we're just learning. Like I said, my big thing the whole time is, yes, can these diseases, these viruses be problematic? Absolutely. But don't panic. That's been my whole thing the whole time. Is don't panic. Don't try to create panic. Don't sit there and fucking try to post things each and every fucking day about how this is going to fucking end the world. You better stock up now and you better fucking be stocked to the hills. Jesus fucking Christ.
I only see two kinds of posts out there. the one you just talked about, and then the one that's the deniers, the people who think this is all a big fucking government conspiracy hoax.
Because they don't want to face the facts.
But even I thought it was a lot less than what it was.
We all
I think
did.
we all did.
Yeah.
Me and Chris talked about it being bullshit whenever it came out.
Yeah, no, I
And then it hit the States.
I will
You know?
wholeheartedly. And listen, and I said in the beginning, hey, I will listen. I'm gonna let it play out because it just hit. Like, why would I want to go crazy and get upset and get all worried about shit when it's just starting? Like, let's see how it plays out. Let's let the doctors do their thing. Like, that was the big thing. Like, when Dr. Drew came out and he was telling the media, cut the shit, let doctors do their jobs. Stop trying to create panic and let the information come out like it should.
There's almost no other news on the news. It's all about this.
Yeah.
24/7. Updating death tolls by the second, if there is one, And that's what's panicking people.
I got a question. Anybody heard anything about Epstein?
Well, I know he didn't die of the coronavirus. Maybe he's the one that released.
Could have been. He was just
Where
running
the fuck
around.
did this thing come from? Wasn't it in some sort of lab and it got out or some shit?
Pedophile Island. That's where it came from. No, hey, I'm not saying that this was done as a stunt to stop people from looking into something else.
No,
but
there's no way.
Yeah, no way. I'm fucking.
You don't kill half or 2%, 3%, 5%, whatever it is going to be of your population.
Cover that shit up.
Some shit.
Yeah, no.
And not be because they said at the beginning there was some sort of riots going on or something in Hong Kong, and that's why the Chinese government released the virus and some bullshit. So they're releasing a virus that potentially kills themselves. Yeah. Why would they do that? It makes absolutely no fucking sense.
But we're just saying, we're just learning about this thing. Like, don't panic. My cousin's wife had posted this thing, which I talked about on the news, that nobody needs 240 rolls of toilet paper for a month, and that by hoarding this stuff, listen, Matt.
You haven't been in my house where the women fucking eat the shit.
But, this over aggressive hoarding is causing people to actually be unsafe because the whole idea is to keep everyone safe. And that way it doesn't spread.
And to avoid crowds. And then I watch videos of crowds of people forming at grocery stores to buy all the toilet paper and fight with one another, spreading the virus.
Right. I mean, the worst thing you could have done is go to a Walmart this past week. I mean, we all did it. We all had to. Or any grocery store.
I would just like to point out one thing.
Yeah.
For all the people that are worried that Bernie will get elected and spread socialism in America, we're on the brink of socialism right now.
I mentioned to Chris before the show, is this what communism looks like?
This is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that's what you want, you go ahead and vote.
I'm kind of in favor of the government handing out the toilet paper, though.
You know what? I'm hoping they bring back government cheese.
No, I'm going to tell you right now. Seriously. They just passed a bill to help lessen the severity of this on the American people and the country as a whole. If you are against socialism, then I would like you to politely decline the check that they're going to offer you for your time off from work.
I'm self-employed, so I will be declining the check.
Yeah, I won't get one.
Yeah, I won't either. But if you have this huge issue with socialism, I want you to politely decline the check that they're going to offer you to cover your time.
I think
while you're out of work.
In extreme measures, and I'm 100% permanent socialism. But there are times where it is necessary.
See, we
and I
have
think this might
permanent
be one of them.
socialism. You drive on fucking roads.
I get it. I mean, there's aspects of our daily life that is socialist. I get it.
The roots of socialism, social, and communism, community, they're good philosophies. It's just that they get corrupted very easily.
But sometimes
Yes,
I think
correct.
in temporary situations such as a disaster or a health crisis like this, it's okay.
Yeah,
But
there's
you
an
cannot-
organization called
but
the Red
here's-
Cross.
Yeah, here's what happens is that
Yeah, but we know the
A
Red Cross
crisis-
fucks shit up all the time,
a
man.
crisis like this will lessen
Wow.
a crisis like this will lessen our resistance to, political pressure or things like that. So next time it gets easier and easier for them to put laws into effect that we would have not have liked prior.
Patriot
No.
Act.
Yeah, things
Ooh.
like that.
See, here's the issue. This aid bill or whatever that they recently passed and ran through to help
Extends-
everything.
Extends past the coronavirus.
Like, yeah, once the coronavirus is over, the bill doesn't go away.
Hmm.
So what then? What happens when we start actually reading the bill to find out what's in there and realizing like what we give up?
What we
Well,
got to
they
do.
put, they
what we
put a
gotta
whole
do
lot
with
of
it.
shit in that bill. I guarantee you. They put a whole lot of shit, both sides, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
But like I said, there's a lot of people who I guarantee you cry socialism is the end of the fucking, the world, who will take that check.
If it was offered to me, I would take it.
Yeah.
And you'd be stupid not to. In
Okay.
a situation like
And
that.
here's the thing. I just recently saw people who I know were on the government dole, who were on welfare, bitching about people on welfare. Just saw it. Just
that's not a
fucking
new thing.
saw it.
I knew it's not a new thing.
That's the type of shit. Like it disgusts me.
Well, it's not about I don't think it's about socialism or anything else. I think it's about the dirty negative trait of humans where we only support things that benefit us. And if it benefits somebody else and we don't get anything out of it, or we feel that it infringes on our happiness in any way, we throw a fit about it.
Yeah. It irritates me when I see people who I know have been on the dole, who have been on welfare for years and years, to then complain about other people.
I have to admit,
Ugh.
I've used that system. There is times in our lives that we didn't have anything. When I was raising Clay on my own, for example, we went to food banks and I did get food stamps and medical assistance. Never took cash. But as soon as I could get off of it, I got off of it.
Mhm.
And because that's the right way to do it. I mean, I have no issues with people using it when they need it, and I mean need it, not because.
Yep.
But when you get on a system like that, it benefits you to stay on a system like that.
Yep.
A lot of the times.
And I've seen people do it for years and years, and
Yep.
it really irritates me when I see those same people complain about other people, and it's like some people fall on hard times, and they need help.
I resisted we ate ramen noodles nightly for a couple of years before I decided, okay, this is bullshit. I need some help. Because I'm against taking handouts as much as possible. However, I needed the program and I used it. Used it for a year, maybe, or less. It was probably less than a year. And I was able to get off of it. And we still struggled. In fact, we've struggled up until earlier this year.
Well, and I know,
because-
like now, like here, they've made it so difficult to like get aid. The things that you have to do, the hoops that you have to jump through. Like I know with with unemployment, it's crazy now what you have to go through just to get an unemployment check in this
It depends on where you're at, but yeah.
You know, it's here. It sucks. It
Now,
sucks.
I had to collect unemployment when I hurt myself, and it was fairly easy. But that's because I was injured. You know, I was
Yeah,
hurt.
yeah, you were injured. That's different, and you're more or less probably getting disability to some degree.
I was getting a disability check as well.
Yeah.
I know people that have ridden the unemployment train for like years.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Here, you don't even have to like do anything except make a phone call and hit some buttons. Like,
Yeah, like here it's gotten so there's so much red tape. Like you have to like be applying for jobs all the time. You have to prove that. You have to have like your contact information with the people you've contacted about the jobs that you've applied for. You have to go to classes on how to present yourself for interviews. And
But you know what? I've collected unemployment before in Pennsylvania, and they had all those rules in place. You know what? They never once enforced any of it. We did have to go up, you know, to the career center or some shit like that. And,
yeah, but if you don't do it, they can take away your
yeah,
unemployment.
but they never
Steve.
did. And in
Well, I'm
the
just
state
saying.
of Pennsylvania, I don't know how Ohio works because I've never collected here. I can just tell you that's the way the state of Pennsylvania was when the last time I had to collect over there.
But listen, I'm not saying that we should get into panic mode by any stretch. I'm trying to tell people that we should not get into panic
Ever.
mode. These are scary times. And even though they're scary times, we should keep our fucking heads level.
You know, if you hadn't made a rush on the store, the shit would still be there. The stores haven't closed down. That's the last thing they will close down if they close them down at all.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, hey, if we all have to sit in our houses for like a week or so, you know, to let this blow over so that like a fucking a large portion of people don't die from this virus, then so fucking be it.
They are talking now about travel bans and I'm assuming interstate type travel. You know, you may have to stay in your own town for a while. No big deal. You know,
shit happens.
No big fucking deal.
I mean, just let's take it in
If you-
fucking stride.
if you didn't tell them that they couldn't do it, they wouldn't even do it anyways. Most people do stay at home for weeks at a time. People don't just travel all the time unless they need to. It's required for some reason. People hate traveling.
If you're considering at this moment that there's a trade show in Las Vegas that I go to for reselling, they canceled it. One of the forums that I was on, well, I don't care if they cancel the show. I'm still going to Vegas. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Vegas is going to be the place that you're going to get the fucking coronavirus.
It didn't really. I'm not saying it mattered or anything. Like, I understand how the spread is working, but this past week, my father-in-law, with all this going on, drove down to Texas from Oklahoma to attend a big swap meet. And like, he goes and he gets a hotel room and he stays the night and he goes to the swap meet the next day. And he gets there and there's like 5 vendors, and they tell him at the door, like, you can pay $25 to come on in, but nobody showed up except for 5 people. And so he got his money back from his second night in the hotel room and drove back to Tulsa.
Which is probably, you know, the
But
vendors,
the point is, why was he going out of state to go to a fucking swap meet with all this shit going on?
because
that's
a
the
lot of
kind of-
Because we
people still
don't
aren't
like
taking it
to
serious.
give up what we do.
Right. And a lot of people aren't taking it serious yet. You know, they don't.
I'm
think
an
it's
American, goddamn it, Matt.
It's America.
America! Don't take away my freedom, goddamn it.
But yet,
That's what it's all
You know-
about. That a big portion of it is that it's America. I'll do what I want.
it works both ways for this country. It's what makes us who we are, but it's also what fucks us over sometimes.
Oh yeah,
And in this case, it's what's going to fuck us over if we
it's gonna
continue.
shoot us in the fucking foot.
Because the guy who says it's America, damn it, I'm going to do what I want, when his granddad dies in a fucking nursing home because he got coronavirus, is going to be the first to be outraged. You
Oh
know?
yeah.
Who let
Oh.
them people in that fucking?
That's
you know, that
something
kind of
that
thing.
bothers me because, a large portion of my adult life was spent taking care of my great grandmother until she passed away. And I'm glad she passed away before this happened, because there's elderly people out there who aren't so bad off that they live in a nursing home, but they still don't have family and they still have to do all the grocery shopping and everything themselves, who
Saw
can't
it many
fight the
times.
crowds, who can't make the rush to get toilet paper,
Yeah.
and those people are probably going to die because of all the people that are like, well, I'll just have mild symptoms like a cold. It's no big deal.
Well, and also too, Matt, a lot of those people only have like transportation like once a week to go to the store.
Yeah.
So if they go and it's wiped out, they're fucked until the next time they have to go.
Yeah.
And or they've got to schedule, try to schedule to go again. I mean, this is people need to take into account what this is doing to everyone, but they don't care. The night I went out to look for toilet paper, shit you not, we grabbed one package of 12, right? 12? 9. And the woman in front of us had a fucking carriage mounded the fuck over. I posted a picture of it to my timeline on Facebook because I was so pissed off about it. She had her entire carriage mounded the fuck over with just toilet paper, all different fucking brands. And I was just like, seriously? Because that was the first place we had found toilet paper. And
Why weren't the stores putting limits on it at that point? They knew.
Yeah,
what was
like
going on.
what the fuck?
No,
Why
I can
weren't
tell
they,
you.
Steve?
But my daughter works at Dollar General. Corporate would not allow her store to put limits on things, at least the first couple of days. They may have limits now. I haven't talked to her since, but they would not allow them to limit, even though they knew what was going on.
Yeah.
That's
Because
fucked
they
up.
want to make as much money as they can before
Yep.
people stop going to the store.
Yep. They want to
They're gonna
and
make
they
that
want to
money.
and they want to clean off the shelves, dude.
Listen, I'm not, I'm the first to admit that I did a few things that may have not been the right thing to do.
No,
I don't want to talk about. I'm not talking about it on this show. However, there comes a time when you finally realize this is fucking real. And these stores, when I was, yeah, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not in a silly mood tonight. But the stores knew that.
Yeah,
at
of course
this
they
point,
did.
yeah. When I did a few things that may not have been right, I didn't know. I thought it was a joke, And it was at the time. There was no states of emergency. There was 5 cases in the entire fucking country that we knew of.
You know what I use?
To keep you clean. Does it keep you safe there? Make you feel better? How much did you pay for that thing?
Nothing.
He stole it, actually.
I wouldn't be showing it on camera. People would be beating your door down. Actually, there is no shortage, but we won't go into that.
And those fuckers.
But why weren't stores putting limits on things at any point during this until like yesterday or the day before?
Because I'll tell you why.
Mind.
Because they want the business. They want that fucking but ka-chow. I'll tell you what drives it. Okay, I used to work for a large retailer. Store managers and their fucking bonuses.
Oh yeah, I know it's bonuses.
They hit those numbers. They don't give a fuck how they hit them. As long as they hit those fucking numbers, they get a nice fat fucking bonus. And that's why. It all comes down to fucking money. It all comes down to fucking money. And they're just gonna let it happen. Yeah, they're gonna cut down on what people can buy. Probably they'll limit stuff.
They are
just
now,
to keep things,
after everything's out of fucking stop.
But they've already made their nut. You know, and they're going to continue to, and they know they are.
But that's going to cause problems. People aren't, the stores will try to limit shit, but people are going to sit there and throw a fucking fit about it.
No, you're going to send your kid in. They're
going to be like, I've got 12 kids. You can't limit me. I've got all these mouths to feed.
Yeah, America. Hey,
there will be, and I guarantee there are going to be a few regulations that come out of this as for what happens in a situation like this. And it won't just be on a national level; it'll be at each local level. I mean, there's laws in the books, but they're pretty weak about this sort of situation. Ohio's law on this stuff is basically non-existent. So there will be laws that come out. Stores will have to be mandated.
But laws only work if they're enforced.
Yeah,
that's true.
You know, if my stepson, who's 18 years old, is sitting at the cash register and some dude gets in his face because he wants to buy an extra case of green beans, my stepson's going to let him.
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of problems where
you're gonna have to.
You think bullying's bad now? Wait until the riots start.
Well, let's hope it doesn't get to that point, and I hope that.
Yeah, no, I hope it doesn't.
It already has. I mean,
well, let's.
People are already fist fighting outside stores.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, let's hope that it doesn't escalate any worse than what it already has. I mean,
in
that's
other
why
countries it did settle down. The countries who have gone through this before us, it settled down after about a couple of weeks, and then stock levels went back up, things like that, because everybody had the shit already.
And the spread also stopped in other countries where everybody stayed the fuck at home and didn't go out acting like idiots.
You know, this is
America.
No, it's not just America. I mean,
no, I'm just saying
it happened.
I'm just saying that we have a tendency to not want to stay in our home, Steve.
No, but it did. It was the same everywhere. I mean, it's the human side of it.
God damn it, Matt! It's motorcycle riding season.
You want to equal. You want to make everybody equal. Put them through a fucking pandemic and see how they all act. They all act the same identical fucking way, no matter where you're from.
Yeah, it's gone like totally off the rails as far, like I said, as far as like this panic driven fear that's happened with buying. You know, we need to buy all this stuff. We have to have all this stuff on hand. Well, you could use some of that stuff on hand, but I don't think you need a fucking cart mounted over with toilet paper to last you. You know, maybe if we all took a little bit of toilet paper and, all stayed home and we were all safe and we all had a little bit of food to eat, then we could all survive this fucking bullshit.
The problem is people weren't, at the beginning anyway, buying the essentials. The only essential they were buying is toilet paper. And then there was a few other small things, but they weren't buying the canned foods. They weren't buying the rice and beans like you
No, that happened. That happened later. That happened
later.
Yeah, after
what were they even? Why toilet paper? Why was toilet paper first? I mean, use a fucking wash rag if you have to. I mean, come on, people.
I don't know. I don't know what caused it. I don't know where the beginning was.
Australia was the beginning.
It started Australia.
Oh, Australia. That's right. Australia. I forgot
They're
about
the ones
Australia.
that posted the videos showing all the toilet paper being bought up. And then the Facebook world took over.
Because they're on an island.
Yeah, but you know what? If you post on Facebook, what the fuck
Those
is with
bastards?
Like my wife's post. Nobody said, well, I'm the one who bought all that toilet paper. Everybody denies buying it. Every single one of them.
So who the fuck's buying it?
Yeah, somebody is. But have you ever seen anybody on Facebook
I can
post
tell
that they're
you,
the one?
I took a picture of the woman I saw buying it.
Oh, there's a lot of pictures out there.
I don't have. I don't know who this person was. All I know is that I got a nice fucking chuckle. Like, because all I needed was one package of toilet paper. That's it. And I see that. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
We did our normal, regular, everyday grocery shopping. We just did it a little earlier because we were afraid that Monday is our normal grocery shopping day.
Yeah. And that
there was going to be anything left by Monday.
Yeah.
So we went on Friday instead. We did buy a few extras, but not that much.
Yeah. And like I said, the kids are going to be home for the next couple of weeks for school. I know my son.
Here's the one that got me. Fucking cart full of bread. You do know that bread only lasts, like a week or so.
Oh, they'll freeze it, Steve.
The fuck? Yeah, I don't think these people that I saw were that bright.
Well, you can.
Maybe they're going to use it as toilet paper.
Maybe.
There you go. Hey,
Maybe.
it's an alternative. Your finger might go through it, but whatever.
But you can freeze bread. That is an option.
I hate frozen bread. My mom
so do I. I do not like freezing bread and then trying to reuse it. It gets dry. It sucks. I fucking hate it.
I don't get the water thing. What's with the water? I mean,
I don't know.
Shut the fucking water off, are they?
Like,
Are they gonna shut the water off?
See, here's the thing.
This isn't a water
some people
thing.
don't have access to clean drinking water. Like, okay, so there's a lot of places where I have been and lived where you can't drink the tap water, and people don't have like filters on their system or whatever.
I get that.
And I have known a lot of places where I could not get clean drinking water out of my tap.
But not everybody in the fucking country.
Not everybody in the country has that
everybody
problem.
In the fucking country is buying 16 gallons of water.
But why, Steve, every time there's a fucking goddamn snowstorm up here, do the milk and bread aisles get wiped out?
I don't know. It doesn't happen
every
like that.
single fucking snowstorm.
We'd have to get 2 feet of snow before that would happen here.
Every time.
And I don't understand it because you guys are used to that shit.
Yep.
You drive in that shit. You don't give a fuck.
Yep. Every year. Every year, it's my favorite thing to just see like how many people forget how to drive.
Do they buy toilet paper too?
No, they don't. They don't buy toilet paper. But my favorite thing is to see how everybody forgets how to drive in the snow. Every year, people forget.
Oh yeah, here
they
too.
Completely fucking forget. It's like, you've been here, like what's coming. Every year they forget.
If anything happens here, it's always the hamburger meat.
Hamburger meat.
Yeah. Like everybody buys up all the ground beef. I don't understand it. I've never understood it. Like, we're just gonna have hamburgers.
Wow, that
happened.
That's a bold statement.
All the chicken was gone. All the ground beef was gone. There was some fish, I think, left and things like that. But very little meats were left in the store on Friday when we went.
Wow.
Now, there is another store that I won't mention because anybody listening, I don't want them to know, but fully stocked, except with toilet paper. They did rush the toilet paper.
Yeah. And
fresh fruits and vegetables are fine.
This week, it's all going to be fine. We're all going to be able to go to the store. There's going to be shit there. We're not going to need to worry. People need to fucking calm down. But Jesus Christ, what a reaction. Like, this goes to my point of we overreact in this country every single fucking time. Every single time. I don't care what it is. Overreact.
It's actually kind of funny because, like, this whole thing started in China. And I saw an article today that said Nike is closing all of their retail stores to prevent the spread of the virus, except their stores in China.
Well, it's probably pretty much run its course.
It's all set over there now, Matt.
Yeah.
Seriously,
like,
though.
Ground Zero is the safest place on Earth now.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably is, to be honest. I don't know how many new cases they're getting over there.
And I'm safe because I've got my little thing of Purell. And I've got antibacterial soap.
Antibacterial soap. That's the thing. Antibacterial soap was still full on the shelves until like yesterday. This whole fucking thing.
Not for me.
Yeah, around here and everywhere I've been.
We had to search for it, and we did find some.
Found some today.
Yeah, we did wind up finding some, but yeah, I mean, Jesus, it's just like I said, be kind to one another, people. Fuck, is it that hard? Like somebody was saying about someone stealing fucking toilet paper out of somebody else's cart.
You want to know the worst thing?
Like that type of shit.
There's a dollar store around here. I don't know if it's Dollar General or Dollar Tree, but a lady that my wife used to work with was there, and they had the delivery come in, and the people knew there was toilet paper on that delivery. They mobbed the fucking driver. The driver had to call 911.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is bullshit. Like I said,
really need shit
why
paper that bad?
Why is it so hard for people to be kind? Why is it that when these things happen, the assholes come out of the woodwork?
Normally,
that's what I want to know.
You know, normally when a disaster or something happens, everybody gets together, rebuilds the city, all that. Not this fucking time. I mean, it's not a disaster that they can rebuild. So it's a very selfish time right now. It seems like.
No, it disgusts me on so many levels, and the way that the political parties have tried to politicize each side of the virus, the outbreak, the pandemic, whatever you want to fucking call it, that's disgusted me too. It's just
sides, yeah.
On both sides, yeah. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, can we not? Is there a reason why we all can't just come together as a fucking country and just take care of this? That's what I don't get.
I was reminded of that speech that Reagan gave a lot of years ago about if there was a threat from outside of the world, the earth, and we'd have to all come together. And this is that time. It's not a threat from outer space, but it's a threat. And we all have.
His next sentence was, what?
It was a powerful speech if you really listen to it.
No, I remember.
He's right. He's right. You know,
yeah.
We'd have to come together in a situation like this. Yeah, there's going to be some shit going down for a while, but in the end, we have to come together, or else we're all going to die. Because we're all going to.
Whoa! Wait a minute. We have to address this. Dwayne, dude, I enjoy your channel, but you're taking the Lord's name in vain. I have to unsubscribe. Good luck.
God damn it!
Fuck. Jesus Christ, Dwayne. I'm so sorry.
None of us.
If you enjoy my channel, Dwayne, then you've heard that many times before. So go fuck yourself.
Aren't you technically? I mean, aren't you supposed to stick around and try to offer some guidance in that scenario?
Oh, if
I'm supposed to do that,
Dwayne, you mean
lead us to Christ or something?
Well, I'm not saying lead you guys to Christ. I don't need to be led to Christ, but I'm just saying, you're supposed to help the heathens, not run from them.
That's right, Dwayne. You need to help us.
The Christian thing is to say, hey, maybe you guys could lay off, saying that.
Yeah.
He should be the mustard
seed. Did you just call us heathens? I think he just called us
I
heathens.
didn't say particularly in any specific.
You guys bowled over Katie. Katie was trying to say something poignant.
She said the mustard seed.
Yeah, that was it.
I didn't hear it. Say it again, Katie.
He's supposed to be the mustard seed.
What does the mustard seed do?
Jesus hung out with the whores, Steve. Hung out with the
whores.
Yeah. I grew up in church. I know all about the mustard.
Yeah.
Jesus loved them whores, Steve. I mean, come on.
He did hang out with the dregs of society for sure.
Loved them.
Yeah, Dwayne, not so much, but
Dwayne needs to lighten the fuck up. I tell you.
Have we ever seen Dwayne in this chat before?
No, we probably won't ever see Dwayne
You've
again.
never seen Dwayne Hambroff?
No. Oh, that Dwayne Hamdorf. Excuse me.
That guy. That dude. This whole thing, it's been a crazy week. All this shit that's been going on. And it's not gonna. I'm not gonna try to fucking sugarcoat it. It's not gonna get any fucking better for a little bit. Like, I think it's, if anything, like, we've got to like just buckle down and just get through it.
You just let thousands of kids loose while their parents have to go to work and have no way to take care of them on this.
Well,
And what's going to happen is the parents are going to have to leave work, and now we're going to have issues with money. And I mean, it's
well,
going to get worse
that's
before
what
it
they're
gets
doing.
better.
That's what they're doing with this whole thing.
It's going
With
to take a
trying to
while.
take care of people that have to take time off of work to be able to be home with their kids. Like that, and I get that. And Matt's not wrong either about the idea of what else is tied up in this bill, that we're going to find out afterwards. They always pull that fucking bullshit. Always. They'll do a fucking goddamn a road stimulus package, and then we'll find out later on down the road, like, what the fuck was what? Huh?
Free
Like, we just
condoms.
signed to have all we wanted was the fucking roads fixed.
No, see, the first bill that tried to go through, they did add a bunch of bullshit, and I know about that, and I'm not going to bring it up because I don't want to sit here and have a political conversation about anything
I do know
outside of the coronavirus. But it was bullshit, and it was a dickhead move. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Like I said, everybody does.
There's still going to be some bullshit in this bill.
Yeah.
We already know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just curious, like, what it's going to be and when we're going to when the other shoe's going to drop, and we're going to find out.
Well, we know already that it extends beyond the coronavirus. So whatever this bill is, because they talked about that, they said that's what they wanted, and so
What is it, like a response bill?
I don't even
sort of thing. Like, so if this ever happens again, we have another pandemic, they can have some type of
no. This is
here's the
continuing.
stuff that we need. You want the money and everything.
Give it.
Well, we want this stuff done. So the only way we're going to allow that to happen is if you let this happen.
Oh, okay.
It's that shit.
That bullshit. Yeah, fun. Yeah. And like right before the show tonight, I found out that for those of you who listen to the show or have listened to the show for a long time,
Dwayne,
or even for a short period of time, you may have heard the story that I've told where I had an experience in the woods with some wild dogs, my cousin and our friend Richard. And Richard passed away like 5 days ago or so. I just found out like probably like an hour and a half, 2 hours before the show. And I haven't talked to him in ages, years and years and years since I've talked to him. But there was a period of time where he was like a big part of my life. I was talking with one of my other cousins, and I was like, yeah, like I spent every weekend with him and Greg, every fucking weekend. It was clockwork. They'd go babysit. Richard's sister would come home with some leftover booze. They'd grab the booze, sneak out of the house, run down the road, and sneak into the house with me. We'd get fucking drunk. Good times. So, stupid teenagers did. But yeah, just found out that he passed away this past week, which is like I said, I wasn't extremely tight with him. We weren't close anymore. We hadn't spoken in probably over 20 years. But whenever you hear me tell that story about my cousin and I and Richard out in the woods with the wild dogs, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, you have a hell of a memory in that story, though, and that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, there's a hell of a fucking memory. That's for sure. I mean, I saw Richard a lot. He was at the house with us quite a bit. Greg and I hung out with him quite a bit. That's the one that's, I would say that, and there's a couple of other experiences that I remember with Richard that really stick out. But the one, I'll always remember that night. That night is burned in my memory. You know, at least the way that I remember it is burned in my memory. I can't remember a time of me telling that story where it's drastically changed. You know, where I've said, oh, you know, like Greg clarified a couple of things on his end when he came on the show. But I've never said, you know, anything drastically different has happened over the course of the years in the telling of that story. At least not that I'm aware of. You know, I've always told it the same. And it
Well,
was,
I mean, the first time you told me it was werewolves, but other than that,
yeah, you know, and silver bullets were involved. And
yeah.
Gary Busey, he made me a little fucking, you know, wheelchair on fucking steroids. No, that's probably one of the more interesting stories of my life. Like I'll never understand why that happened the way that it did. I'll never understand it. It's in every other scenario that I can think of in my mind, we get attacked by those dogs. Every single scenario. Why they didn't, you know, especially with, you know, Greg was lagging behind a little bit behind Richard and I. And those dogs could have easily just come at him and then on to us. Like we'd have been fucked. I wonder what the fuck it was that stopped it, that made it not happen. That's
Dwayne would argue that it's God's,
the Lord,
the God's plan for you.
the Lord,
so
our
that
Lord.
We could go on, so that you could go on eventually someday to do the Fortean Slip. And off Dwayne,
and so that I could use
Who's
the
still
Lord's
listening, by the
name
way, I'm
and
sure.
use the Lord's name in vain so that Dwayne could stop listening.
Yeah, that was the whole plan. That was God's plan from
That
the
was
beginning.
God's plan from the beginning. Oh, wow, that's some deep shit, Steve.
It's true.
I don't know how you manage.
I'm a genius that way.
I don't know how you do it, Steve. You are absolutely
I
just
figured life out, man.
I don't know if you figured it out.
The coronavirus can take me now. I'm good.
I think it's gonna take you.
It probably will.
I think you quit vaping only to be taken out by the coronavirus.
I wasn't supposed to talk about vaping at all. I wanted to see how many people noticed it.
Oh, that you
Nobody
stopped?
has. Yeah.
Steve, you're talking about our fans.
Yeah, they don't do shit.
Yeah. Dude, I noticed. You know, I think you've done a great job with letting it go.
Fucking tough.
I can imagine. I'm still doing it.
I'm on the patch too.
Yeah, you used a little bit of help.
You got to. Well, yeah. I'll tell the story since it's out now. I got this real terrible wheeze that wouldn't go away. I was having chest pains like crazy. The chest pains turned out to be a muscle issue, which is no big deal because I was doing a lot of box packing and moving like this a lot. But it scared me enough to say, okay, I got to take some action. And the day I quit vaping, I got one of those things. What do they call that? Inhaler.
Inhaler.
That's it. That's what they're called. And I haven't wheezed since, but I'm still using that daily until it's gone, and we'll see what goes on after that. But could be the beginnings of COPD or some shit like that. You're taking oil into your lungs, basically. That can't be good.
As Puff the Magic Dragon over here.
Yeah.
Well, is it hard, Steve?
What was that you saying, Steve?
Chris understands though how hard it is. I mean, it's not an easy thing.
I'm down to 3 milligrams. I don't know if it'll be this batch where I quit, or if I'll actually go down to a 0 milligram nicotine before I let it go, because it's a pacifier.
That's all it is.
You know, it's a fucking pacifier, and I just have to figure out how to let go of the fucking pacifier. Excuse me, if I can get the nicotine portion of it down to a point where it's not affecting me. Like that's the thing. I went down to 3 milligrams, and I'm not using the vape any more than what I was at 6.
It wasn't the nicotine that bothered me. It was whatever else is in it. I mean, it's got propylene glycol and vegetable glycerin in it, as well as a flavoring. You get commercial stuff. I make my own, so I know what's in there, but it doesn't matter. You're taking propylene glycol into your system, and you're taking
Yeah,
vegetable
it says right on it.
glycerin
I don't
into
know
your
if this will
system.
show up with the green screen. Nope, it won't. Of course,
There's
nothing
nothing
shows.
in it. It's perfectly
There's
safe.
nothing. It's completely clear. No, it's this one reads it's 70% VG, 30% PG, 60 milliliters, 2 fluid ounces of e-liquid. It's 0.3%, 3 milligrams per milliliter of nicotine. So,
And I've noticed for me, it's more of the habit than the nicotine at all.
yeah,
I got the patch on, and I still want to vape. And I still think about it every second of every fucking day, unless I keep myself super busy.
It's a bitch, and that's why it is my next thing to go. I'm definitely gonna quit. I just don't know if I'm gonna go down to a 0 milligram nicotine, 0 milligram juice, or if I'm just gonna stop at the 3 milligram, because I am ready for it. It's time for it to go. That's for sure.
But what really helped me in this situation is you taking that month off marijuana.
Yeah,
it helped me a lot because I listened to your show, the one of your Slipping
with
in the
Holly
Night shows with Holly, and you went really in depth about why you were doing it, what the results were at the time, and all that. And I'm like, Chris can do that fucking shit, and I can do this. And then I got the wounds, and I got the chest pain.
Yeah,
so
and a lot of people thought that it was for one, it was for a specific reason that I did it. There was a multitude of reasons as to why I decided to do that. For one, like there was a lot of reasons behind it. Like there was more than just like, hey, I want this, or hey, I want that. There was a lot of things. But when it, like I've said before about like letting go of things, like you just gotta fucking do it. You got to put it in and do it.
I did see a post on Facebook, some anti-smoker type person, that the coronavirus affects smokers more than others. So you better quit now. It's a little too fucking late.
Yeah, like fucking Jesus, people, really? Like that's what you got to do?
I'll tell you this, I was fortunate in the fact that I quit smoking before vaping became a thing.
Yeah, I wish that would have been the same case for me. I wish I would have went straight to the patch and got off it altogether. I can do it. I can do it. I'm doing it.
Oh, of course you can.
Yeah.
And
every day just get up and just do the same thing.
How many years of your life did you live without doing it?
A good portion of them.
And on those days, do you remember a time when you look back and you're just like, there's just, I have this craving for something. I don't know what it is, but I have to add something to my body's chemistry.
I was actually in my mid-20s when I started smoking. So I was a late smoker.
Yeah.
I knew better. And you
did it anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fucking did it anyway.
And it's kind of funny because like I came from a family of smokers, so I was around it all the time. But that's not why I started smoking. I 100% started smoking to look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because all the cool kids smoked.
Yeah, in my school it was the opposite. None of the cool kids smoked. They did some drugs.
Neither one of my parents smoked. I literally, I was the same way. I did it to look cool.
I did it because everybody else was around me. And I tried it, and I enjoyed it the first time. You get that first rush. And I said, oh, this is fun. I can quit whenever I feel like it. Yeah, right. And I can't.
I started out smoking grapevine. You guys ever do that?
No.
Matt went right straight to PCP.
no, it's a thing.
I know.
Like it's a thing. Like the actual physical structure of grapevine, if you break wild grapevine, like a stem off of it, it's like a bunch of tiny tubes inside of, the stem or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you can light one end on fire and smoke it like a cigarette. And that's how I started doing that, like smoking grapevine at the lake.
Oh, I'm
And
sure
then
that was
there-
great for your
Yeah.
lungs.
And then there's like a little convenience store, that I used to walk to. That, you remember these times when they had like the cheap cigarettes on the counter or like in a big tub, just like
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
out.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got a little sticky handed one day.
Mm-hmm.
Snatched me up a pack of Durals.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
Doral, that was my cigarette of choice back in the day
Ah.
because it was the cheapest.
No, the cheapest was
Where I
full.
went.
They were just called full flavor.
No, the cheapest here is like
That was the cheapest smokes I ever found.
around here. They put
the,
like
the regular ones were called full flavor. The hundreds were called full flavor 100s.
around here they put an Indian on the label just to make it look. I don't know why they do it, but they do, and then it's like Top Spirit or some bullshit like that. and
All
it's-
right. How many people in this on this show, Katie included, have smoked fucking clove cigarettes?
Fucking love cloves.
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do.
There was a time I think I did once because I was trying to quit smoking real cigarettes.
Yeah.
Tried it.
I
All right,
took
so
one
there was one-
drag
there-
off of one.
There was one time I went to excuse me, it was when I got my first tattoo. I went to North Conway, New Hampshire for the weekend. I had mistakenly had sex with the wrong woman. I went out on a date with one woman, woke up with another woman, and we wound up having a fling for a little while. Anyway, long story. So I was with her on vacation in North Conway, and I stopped at there's a shop actually still up there called Headlines, and Headlines was notorious for having weed paraphernalia. Before it was legal to buy it, there was a loophole in New Hampshire where they could sell it. So we would all drive out there to get our bowls and pipes and everything. Well, we stopped in there and they had ginseng cigarettes, herbal fucking cigarettes. And of course, me being this fucking cool dude that wanted to do cool things, I fucking picked up a pack of those disgusting fucking things. And I smoked probably about half of them. And I threw the rest of those fucking things out. God awful shit. But, side note to that, I was reading an article years later about the cigarette smoking man on the X-Files. And he smoked herbal cigarettes on that show. He didn't smoke real cigarettes.
I did not know that.
Neither did I until I read that
He
article
smoked like
years
a
later.
fucking fiend, man. on
Oh
the
yeah,
show.
yeah. It was. Oh god, those fucking ginseng cigarettes though. Oh, just ugh. I don't know how I managed to convince myself. Because, like, for the first couple of them, I was like, oh, yeah, that's not bad.
We had a local store that would carry a bunch of, different flavored cigarettes. No nicotine in them, nothing. Just
Yeah.
flavored. So like cherry and things like that. They were the worst fucking things I ever tried. I
Yeah.
tried, but they
You
were.
guys
the worst.
ever run across beaties?
What?
Beaties?
Beaties?
Yeah. The only place we could find them was like at the smoke shops, the Native American smoke shops. But they were a Middle Eastern cigarette. And they were like,
They come with hash, too?
I don't know. Like, they were weird. I mean, like, they just came in like a rolled bundle with like a wrapper around it. And then the cigarette itself was just some sort of leaf that was kind of fuzzy. I don't even know what kind of leaf it was. And they had different flavors. And there's no like filter or anything. It was all just like hand rolled leaf with stuff in it. There's like, I think like a little string tied around them or something to keep them in a bundle.
Jesus Christ, what are you fucking smoking Thai stick?
I don't know, but
Man, it's like I had a wicked head rush after every hit.
yeah,
I fucking, dude, I fucking saw some weird shit, but I don't know.
I'm telling you, I had a best friend named Justin at the time, and Justin was a really smart kid and did a lot of reading and research and everything else, and was just very knowledgeable about things that existed in the world.
And he was making meth in his basement.
And I
while
have
making meth in your basement.
we
was
have
cool.
smoked and drank so many things together. And I don't mean drugs. I mean like
Mhm.
we would be like two like thuggish looking like teenagers that would like roll up into the cigar store, and like go in the humidor and just get like all these different crazy cigars.
I never could get into cigars.
Neither could I.
They're
but
too
we had 'em.
heavy. They're too like I've tried smoking them before with other people. They're too heavy for me.
Yeah.
It's too much. Like, and I guess probably I never really enjoyed smoking cigarettes to begin with. I don't think, and I think that's why I don't like them, because I never enjoyed smoking cigarettes. The only time I've ever enjoyed smoking a cigarette is after smoking a joint. A nice cigarette, not a shit cigarette, not like a generic piece of shit cigarette, but like a nice Marlboro or, a fresh cigarette after a joint tastes fucking amazing. But other than that, can't stand them. Can't stand the taste of them. Can't stand the aftertaste of them. Hate them.
It's kind of funny how things change over time. In the 7th grade, my English teacher came to class with a big cardboard box one day, and she asked us questions. Like she went around the classroom asking, each kid a question. And if you answered the question right, you got to come up to the box and get something out of it as a prize. And the box was filled with just miscellaneous Newport cigarette swag. T-shirts, cameras, hats, koozies, frisbees, all Newport. Like, can you imagine? Like, look what I got at school today. A Newport t-shirt.
God. Oh my God. Could you? Yeah. Today.
Yeah.
Oh, back then, Mom was probably like, "This is cool."
Yeah. Like, you got a free shirt.
Nice.
You can wear that to your aunt's house.
Don't wear it to Aunt Sally. She'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, but remember with all that, like having like a camel jacket was like the cool thing.
Oh, dude, Marlboro Miles. Marlboro Miles, my friend. That shit was, I mean, I know so many people collecting Marlboro Miles.
Everybody wanted the pool stick.
Everybody wanted something. Everybody wanted fucking something out of it. And yes, the Camel Cash was also very big.
Yeah.
But Marlboro Miles, for bang for buck for people I knew, Marlboro Miles.
Doral just gave you coupons.
Yeah.
Cheaper Dorals.
Good old Doral.
Those were good cigarettes. They were the best of the cheap.
No, full flavor, my friend. Full
I said
flavor.
the best of the cheap.
There's
the
no
cheapest
such
of the cheap.
thing as best of the cheap.
Full flavor. Listen, full flavor. You know why? Because it was full flavor.
Floor sweepings are floor sweepings.
Yeah, there's right.
I smoked Doral probably for a good 15 years because they were the cheapest. Then what was it? Mavericks, I think, was another one that was really cheap.
Yeah, Mavericks.
Switched over to those for
Yeah,
a while.
What about Parliaments?
Never did
Ooh.
Parliament.
Plastic
I
filter?
did get some really cheap Virginia Slims once. Those
Capris.
Yeah.
Oh, you haven't fucking been desperate for a cigarette until you've smoked a fucking pencil lead.
Dude, this chick at the pool hall one night, she wanted, like, she was smoking Capris. Okay. And she was like, "I'll trade you cigarettes." And I was like, "No, I'll just give you one." And she was like, "No, I mean, I'll trade you all of my cigarettes for all of your cigarettes." And I had like 4 cigarettes left, and she had like 15. And I was like, "Fuck yeah!"
And you
sure."
realized you got the raw end of that.
And
deal.
then, like about an hour later, I was like, "Let's trade back." She's like,
no takebacks.
And she had a half a cigarette left.
"Yeah." Like, got any butts?
Yeah, no, I remember one time, I think it was my aunt was smoking those fucking Capris, and my cousin had snagged some of them. Oh, it's like
Yeah.
trying to
It's
get a
like
drag off them
for a
fucking
coffee stir straw.
things. Yeah. Oh God, those were the fucking days.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I still miss smoking cigarettes. I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it,
At the end, I didn't enjoy it anymore.
but I know that I can't do it again.
I did not like the way that it tasted at the end. I didn't like the way it was making me feel. So no, at the end I didn't. There was a time that I did. You know, I liked having my coffee and having a cigarette, or and I still to this day, even now, if I go somewhere and smoke a joint with somebody, I like to have a cigarette after. To this day, and I will.
I won't.
I'll just grab one off somebody and just have
I'll
it.
tell you, I walk into a store and somebody's outside smoking. I smell it. I'm like, oh, I miss that. And I do. And I'm not going to, I mean, it's like when you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic, even after you recover. You're still, I mean, with smoking for me, it's the same way.
Yeah.
I would do it again if I didn't have the willpower not to, but I have the willpower not to, so I won't.
So you don't.
I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a very, very thin line, and it sucks because I know that I don't want to go back to it, but I miss it.
I want to get rid of vaping and not go back to it.
Biggest fear is now what am I going to do?
Yeah, well, the thing for me, like I tried at one point and it was the reaching for it. Like I was constantly reaching for the
week.
For the fucking where is it? Where that was my thing, and that's what I have to overcome is that. If I can overcome that, then game on.
The car is the worst part for me because I vape like a fiend in the car.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Sometimes to stay awake, while I'm driving, because we drive a lot.
Yeah.
Sometimes to just occupy my mind, sometimes to feel better, but in the car was the worst. In the office here, I can keep busy doing other things a good portion of the day, so it's not as big.
Yeah, there's other shit you can
do. When I'm on the show, you know how much I vaped on the show.
Oh, a lot.
It was fucking constant.
Yeah.
So, and it's because I'm calming down. I'm sitting here I'm talking, but I'm not. My mind is only on one thing here instead of doing something else. Now that I can do other thing, I mean, it's getting better, but I still want it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've left it right out. It's out in the kitchen in the cupboard where it sits when I'm not using it. It's there, but I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to keep it like you did. You bought it, put it in the desk drawer. The temptation is there. And if you can defeat the temptation while it's still there, you got something.
Yeah, no, I started out the month off from weed with nothing here.
Right. But then
there was nothing here. And then like a week or so into it, I went out and bought a gram of concentrate and put it on the desk. And it just sat here. And I looked at it every day. Every fucking day I stared at it.
I can't look at it, but I know it's here.
No, I looked at it. I put it right in front of my face. I looked at it every day. And there were some days when I would look at it and I would go, my brain would kind of go to that place of, where you want to fucking just grab it. But I would just work through it, get past it, go on to the next thing. And it's a day by day fucking thing. You just get past it to the next fucking day.
You want to know the thing that's helped me the most is I don't even think I need this damn thing. But when I get so desperate, and I'm only allowed 4 hits a day on this thing. That's what but it's something, so I'll take that in and I'll be fine. And it's getting less and less with that now. So I don't use it up to, more than 4, but usually 2 or 3 a day. And that's just, even though I probably don't need it at this point, but I'm still trying. I mean, I'm still in the first week. What's it take? A couple weeks to even get past that first stage.
Yeah.
So it's tough, man.
They say like 3 to 5 days there. The first 3 to 5 are the worst.
Day 7.
I think it's about 10 days.
Yeah.
Right now, my brain is like desiring, it's like because
Well,
Oh, yeah.
this is the 1st
you'll
show
get
I've
over
done.
that. You'll get over that. But what you're talking about earlier and what Chris has talked about, the having the object and like going through the motions, that's harder to break.
Yeah.
I switched put up we get that big tall flavored water from Walmart. It's like 55 cents for a fucking quart of it or some shit. I put that in the car, so every time I desire, I could take a little drink or something, or I chew some gum or something like that, and that gets me through. But it's still fucking tough.
Yeah, we tried to find something like that for Chris, but apparently smoking weed and vaping are the only two things Chris does in his life. I was like, gum, no. Sunflower seeds, no. Like, chew on a straw, toothpick, flavored toothpicks, no. Like, fuck. Take up knitting.
I need
did that
something.
once. It was knitting is fun.
No, when I do it this time, like the vaping thing, I'm gonna have to do something. Like I'm gonna have to find something.
You may be on a force quit because you won't be able to go out and get your fucking vape juice here in a few weeks.
Yeah, don't even get me started with that. Like it started a while ago with the store we went to, where the juices just started getting lighter and lighter and lighter. And then it was, well, I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to get the accessories, the coils for your unit. And now it's like I'm near the end. Like I'm either going to get a bottle of zero next time, or I'm just going to stop. So I just know that it's near the end. But
Chris will take up knitting and knit a bunch of cock socks.
That's right, cock socks. I'll wear them
still
proudly.
laughing about that from last. That's the only thing that's gotten me through this whole thing. I'm telling you, it comes into my mind like every day. That fucking joke you told last week. There you go. We can knit Fortean Slip cock socks.
Cock socks. I'm
Water
in.
Legend cock socks.
Hey,
Yeah.
there you go. Well, those, I don't know if we have enough yarn for those kind.
There you go. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, look at you
For
go.
most of our viewers, they're probably.
Am I allowed to do this now?
Now you are. Not in a serious part of the show.
I thought that was a perfect spot for it. On that note, Katie, I'm gonna push the mentalism stuff because this was a weird week.
Yeah,
All right.
I have
We have a
feeling that we're gonna have
pandemic.
weirder weeks.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
I didn't even get to do my mentalism trick.
Yeah. Well, we can do your mentalism trick next time. Well, not. Yeah. Why don't we just push everything ahead a week?
Okay.
And that way I can go back and rewatch the stuff on Joe Rogan that he did with Banachek and Darren Brown. But and not that I just, like I said, I literally found out about Richard like an hour or so before the show, and all this stuff with the fucking goddamn coronavirus, everybody fucking freaking out and everything just coming down. Like the kids all getting taken out of school this week. It's a weird time, but seriously, everybody, just be fucking kind to one another. Like you don't have to be dickheads when you're out there. Think about your fucking fellow man. Is that difficult?
Sit at home and listen to past episodes of the Fortean Slip.
Sit at home and crochet.
This should be a time of podcaster empires being formed.
Oh
That's
yeah,
right.
I think you're right on that. We've some of the guys I know who do YouTube have talked about that. This is a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
Start a fucking YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Don't
somebody
talk about the coronavirus.
the next great fucking personality could be born out of this.
Yeah.
But yeah, go listen to our fucking shows.
I
Give
was
us some
thinking
fucking
more
support.
of I was thinking more of don't start your own shit, just watch our shit.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying. They
Yeah.
can do both.
No.
How about a show
No.
about watching our shit?
Mm,
Yeah, that wouldn't go over very well. because our shit don't go over very well.
Yeah, I agree. Our shit kind of like is shit a lot of times, Steve.
It's every time.
If you imagine
All the
this is
time.
like the podcast version of The Office, it's a lot more entertaining.
Who am I?
Like if we're not actually these characters that we're portraying, then we don't seem as big assholes and we seem funnier.
Oh yeah, I'm just portraying a character.
Are you?
This is not me in real life. Fuck no.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is mostly me in real life.
Oh, this is completely who I am. Sorry, folks.
Anywho, on that note, I'm going to wrap this up a little early tonight. This has been the Fortean Slip, episode 129. If you like this shit, hit the little thumbs up button. If you don't, hit that little thumbs down button. Leave a comment, subscribe, check out Matt Knapp over at youtube.com/Bigfoot Crossroads and youtube.com/Cryptid Tales. You can check us out over at Anchor at anchor.fm/The Fortean Slip. You can, as always, check out Parabreakdown, Phil Poling, who now has a nice collection of Clive Cussler books that he purchased off of me.
Wow.
He now has in his tiki bar.
I
I don't know if
always,
he'll show everybody that.
I always figured Phil was a cheapskate who wouldn't buy anything like that.
Phil bought 30
30?
books. No, 20 books off of me. 20 Clive Cussler hardcovers. Good old Phil Poling. You can check him out over at Parabreakdown, youtube.com/Parabreakdown. As always, check out our good friend Dred Funn at dredfunn.com and youtube.com/Dred Bronx Johnny is back throwing out some videos. I sent one your way, Steve. Did you like that?
I got it.
Did you like that one?
I understood that one. Yeah.
He had some deals of, dare I say, Steve, pandemic proportions.
There you go.
Hey, can I say something before?
Sure.
As long as it doesn't. Yeah.
Sure.
Going back to Dred Funn.
Yeah.
If you've been sitting on the fence about getting him to do a commission of any kind, now would be an excellent time to get him to do one, because a lot of his artistic livelihood is based on conventions, and with them canceling all the conventions, he's going to be out of work.
Yeah.
As are a lot of
Musicians,
artists.
a lot of musicians. I know
Musicians,
some people
everything.
I know some
Definitely.
people in Nashville who are really, obviously with the tornado now, they're struggling. So musicians.
Yeah, definitely hit Dred Funn up if you have been on the fence about getting him to do you a commission. You know, do it. Now's the time. But yeah, Bronx Johnny.
Shit on eBay.
I know Bronx Johnny was kind of silent online for a while, but he came back with a video. I posted it this past week. And I will be getting in touch with Johnny to come back on the show again sometime soon. But you can check him out over at gasdigitalnetwork.com, High Society Radio, which he does with BK Chris and Chris Stanley. So check him out over there. We will at some point here have the Squatch Detective back on to talk about his new book, the Sasquatch Playbook, I think it is. I'm a good portion of the way into the book at this point. So we will have him back on to talk about that. And until next time, everybody have a beautiful week. Stay safe. Don't fucking fight with one another when you go to the grocery store. Stop fucking buying up all the goddamn toilet paper. You don't need it all. You'll be fine. And yeah.
Do you have a square to spare?
No, I don't. See ya!